beliefs are building your world, even when you're not aware of them.
Have you ever wondered why two people can start at the same place, work just as hard, and yet their lives unfold in completely different ways? One climbs to incredible success. The other quietly fades into frustration. We're told it's about talent. We're told it's about luck. But the truth is more unsettling and more empowering. It comes down to something you can't see, something you don't consciously control. Your subconscious beliefs. They're like an invisible script running in the background of your mind. You don't wake up and think, I believe I'll fail today. But if somewhere deep inside you carry that imprint, your actions will bend to it, and the world will reflect it back to you. Think about this. In medicine, there's the placebo effect. People are given sugar pills, told it's real treatment, and their bodies heal. How does a lie cure pain? How does a fake pill lower blood pressure? Because belief, especially subconscious belief, is not just a thought. It's a signal that changes biology. Or look at Jim Carrey. Before he was famous, he wrote himself a check for $10 million, post-dated it, and carried it in his wallet. He didn't just dream about success. He convinced his subconscious it was inevitable. Years later, he cashed his first real check for that exact amount. And then there's Roger Bannister. Every expert said the human body could not run a mile in under 4 minutes. It was impossible. Until one day in 1954, he did it. Within a year, dozens of runners broke the same record. The belief barrier was shattered, and suddenly reality bent. 3 stories, 3 worlds. Science, Hollywood, athletics, but the thread is the same. Belief, especially subconscious belief, changes what is possible. Here's the crazy part. Neuroscientists estimate that 95% of your daily behavior comes not from your conscious decisions, but from your subconscious programs. That means you are living, not by choice, but by code. A code written by childhood experiences, by culture, by repetition. And unless you change that code, your results will never change. This is why so many people set goals and never reach them. They want success, they consciously write it down, visualize it, push for it. But deep inside, the subconscious holds a different truth. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. Success is for other people. And so every effort collapses, not because of laziness, but because the subconscious pulls them back to the familiar. So how do you change it? This is where things get interesting. Because your subconscious is not just a filing cabinet of memories, it's a field of energy, constantly broadcasting. Every belief you carry acts like a frequency, and life mirrors it back. You've probably felt it before. Walk into a room where 2 people just had an argument, and you feel the tension instantly. Or think of someone right before they call you. We brush these off as coincidence. But what if they're signals? What if your subconscious beliefs are quietly tuning your reality, every day, every moment? Science hints at this in strange places. In quantum physics, the act of observation changes what's observed. Particles shift behavior simply because they are seen. Consciousness, in some mysterious way, shapes matter. Mystics have been saying this for centuries. The outer world reflects the inner world. Now physics whispers the same thing. So if that's true, then your limiting beliefs are not just private thoughts. They are magnetic fields shaping the very fabric of your life. And if you could change them, if you could align them with your vision, reality itself would bend. That's not a metaphor. It's the quiet secret behind every breakthrough. From the entrepreneur who suddenly catches a wave of luck, to the artist who meets the right person at the right time, to the ordinary person who, after years of struggle, finally shifts one belief and watches their entire life reorganize around it. This is not about wishful thinking. This is not about magic. It's about understanding that your subconscious doesn't just record your life, and it creates it. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. So the question becomes, how do you change what's buried so deep? How do you rewrite beliefs you don't even consciously know you have? The first step is awareness. Notice the areas of your life where you hit the same wall over and over again. That repeated frustration isn't random, it's a mirror. if money always slips away, if love feels out of reach, if success seems to dance just outside your grasp, it's usually not chance. It's a subconscious script quietly pulling the strings, and once you see the pattern, you can start asking the right questions. Instead of, "Why am I unlucky?" try, "What do I believe to be true about myself or the world that keeps creating this?" Sometimes the answers are shocking. You'll realize you've been living inside someone else's story. A parent's warning, a teacher's criticism, a culture's fear. But here's the key. Beliefs are not facts. They are choices, and choices can be changed. This is where tools come in. Visualization isn't just a daydream. It's a rehearsal for your subconscious. When you imagine something vividly with emotion, your brain doesn't fully distinguish between real and imagined. It encodes the new story as if it already happened. Affirmations can work too, but only when they bypass resistance. Instead of saying, "I am successful," try asking, "Why is it so natural for me to succeed?" Questions pull the subconscious into solving the riddle instead of rejecting the statement. And then there's repetition. The subconscious learns not by a single burst of motivation, but through patterns. Like carving grooves in stone, each repeated thought becomes a channel. Over time, it becomes automatic. Meditation, journaling, even hypnotherapy, they all work because they open the gate between conscious thought and subconscious program. They allow new codes to be written. Now let me tell you something quietly, almost like a friend passing you a note. There's a book, not a loud one, not the kind you see stacked in airports. It's called The Quantum Bridge, a field guide to the 7 keys of reality creation. It weaves together science and spirit, logic and mystery, and offers frameworks for tuning your energy, reprogramming your beliefs, and living with coherence. And if you're the kind of person who's already feeling that pull, you'll find the link in the description and in the comments. You don't need it shouted at you. You'll know if it's meant for you. Now back to what matters, because here's the revelation. When you change your subconscious beliefs, you don't just shift your thoughts, you shift your frequency. And when that happens, the world responds. Opportunities that once seemed invisible suddenly appear. People who once ignored you are drawn in. Doors that stayed shut for years begin to creak open. It feels like luck. It looks like chance, but it's not. It's alignment. This is why some people work tirelessly for decades and remain stuck, while others make one inner shift and suddenly leap forward. It's not about doing more, it's about being congruent. When your conscious desires and your subconscious programs agree, life accelerates. Imagine standing on a bridge. On one side is logic, hard work, the grind. On the other is mystery, intuition, synchronicity. Most people live stuck on one bank or the other, but the real magic, the real power, happens when you stand in the middle. When you align both. That's when reality bends, and here's the subtle warning. The same mechanism that creates success can create failure. If your subconscious is filled with fear, if it's saturated with doubt, it will build a world to confirm it. Not to punish you, but because it only knows how to project what it holds. So protecting your beliefs, nurturing them, upgrading them, is not optional. It's survival. The secret is simple. Your subconscious doesn't care what you tell it. It only cares what you repeat, what you feel, what you embody. Feed it carefully and it becomes your ally. Neglect it and it becomes your saboteur. In the end, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not luck or talent or even intelligence. It's the invisible script they've chosen to live by. So I'll leave you with this. What script are you running? And are you ready to write a new one? If this opened something in you, if it made you pause and look at your own beliefs differently, then take a moment now. Subscribe. Not just to this channel, but to the deeper work of aligning your mind, your energy, and your life. Because this is only the beginning